Brothers and sisters, welcome to my oratory here in Oban. Many of you are now familiar with it from the online masses. Pope Francis has likened this COVID-19 pandemic to the storm that the apostles faced while at sea. The storm, of course, was terrifying for them, but the apostles were never alone. Jesus was always with them, and although they gave way to natural fear, they also had every reason to trust. During the past 6 months, of course, we also have endured a storm, and we have no idea when it will end. Like many of you, I too have felt vulnerable by suddenly losing so much of what was familiar and comfortable. And yet, I can honestly describe this painful experience as also being a time of grace, a gift, because I rediscovered something that I always knew but often overlooked: my utter dependence upon a loving God. Pope Francis has reminded us that every crisis also presents opportunities, realising anew that we are loved by God, that God calls us to Him, and that such closeness is natural, is clearly a good. Pope Francis has also urged us to rebuild the world with the values of Jesus Christ. Authentic closeness to God is demonstrated and deepened by both prayer and living as the Lord asks. During the lockdown, we prayed together online, bishop and people, and we journeyed together through the storm, our trust deepening in Jesus. I am no expert in prayer, but I do desire deeper union with the Lord. Each morning I enter into this oratory and I begin my day with 1 hour in prayer, which I find absolutely essential. Rather than giving talks on the theory of prayer, I would like to share with you my present practices and why I find them helpful. Some of them have been with me since I was a child, but others are much more recent. The way I pray, of course, is only one way, and I'm not asking anyone to imitate what I do. However, perhaps my sharing of my practical experiences may be of some benefit to some of you. Each morning when I come into the oratory, I have 3 main practices. The first is what I describe as a personal conversation with God, using my own words, focusing on the Blessed Sacrament and on the various icons in the oratory. Then secondly, I take a seat and I begin Lectio Divina, reflecting, listening to God's Word. And then thirdly, I pray the Divine Office, which is the Church's official prayer book, and so I pray with the Church for all of humanity. I invite you, brothers and sisters, to join with me for the next 14 days for only 1 minute on the Facebook as I go around each of these little practices that I do, sharing with you why I pray the way I do. After the fortnight's over, for those who wish, we'll have an opportunity for a dialogue whenever you can maybe ask questions or share what you do, and we'll give the details in advance of that.